Trainers are one of our biggest consumables. Almost a third of the people on our planet own a pair. In fact, the big manufacturers sell over 350 million pairs every single year. Whether it's for fashion, sport or just comfort, trainers have become part of our everyday lives. So what happens when we wear out the soles or get bored of the latest style? Unsurprisingly, our trainers end up on the scrap heap, a trend that we have to reverse. This is Nike, one of the biggest sporting brands in the world, an industry leader that is making moves to work sustainably, producing trainers that can be remade into new, high-quality trainers.
Nike is all about innovation. It's not about looking at today, it's about looking at the future. We realize in the future that resources are continuing to decline and that population is continuing to increase, and we knew that we needed to make our products in a completely different way.
Currently, trainers can't be remade into new trainers, nor will they biodegrade, returning their nutrients to the earth. Nike understand that resources are finite. To stay ahead of the game, they need to react.
Considered first and foremost is about creating performance products for our athletes, but with a lower environmental footprint. It's about creating products with less toxics, less waste, more environmentally friendly materials, and sustainable product innovations.
But Considered was a slow journey.
So this is the first Considered product. It was created in 2005, and it's the Considered boot.
Everything about the Considered boot was environmentally conscious, and its design was revolutionary, but it was not a high-performance product.
Nike would never sacrifice performance for a more sustainable product. In fact, we believe that's the biggest way to kill the sustainability movement, so our products have to perform at the highest level.
The next step for Nike was to put these design principles into its biggest brands.
This is the Pegasus running shoe. This is one of the best-selling running shoes in history. This shoe has been made using Considered design principles, and the designers have to incorporate them within the whole development of the shoe. So the idea is that every stage in the shoe's life, you're taking on these Considered principles to create a product that has minimal impact on the environment.
Some of the best innovators in the world here working at Nike, and so you put a challenge in front of them and they're really going to go after it.
What are the designers thinking of? What are the criteria when you think about the shoe?
So this shoe uses environmentally preferred rubber in the outsole. You have water-based adhesives instead of traditional glues that glue the midsole to the upper. You have a cutting pattern, so when you're cutting the patterns for the different parts of the upper, the idea is that you use every bit of the material you can. You're maximising the use of materials, so as much material as possible is used, minimal waste.
Yeah.
Now, ultimately, we want to move to a closed-loop situation where this shoe can be completely recycled, where this shoe can go to create other shoes. We're not there yet because that's a very complicated logistics process. What we can do with this at the moment is recycle it to make sports surfaces. We have our reuse a shoe program. We've recycled over 23 million pairs of shoes. Those shoes are chopped up and the different materials can be used for sports surfaces. The ultimate aim is, could we take a shoe, could we recycle it down, could it create a whole new shoe from that?
Yeah, a shoe to a shoe.
Considered is really an ethos of the company. It's not a product line. It's about everything we do here at Nike. It's about considering your choices and considering the impact. That's actually how the word Considered came about. We're just taking an extra look to make sure we're doing things in a more sustainable way.
This ethos is permeating the whole company.
Every single one of these shirts is designed using recycled bottles. They're chopped down into flakes, they're melted down into yarn. That yarn makes the fabric, and that's the fabric that's used on these shirts.
It's quite interesting when you say the word design. Designing is about the material the shirt's made of, how you actually fabricate it, and then maybe how you can fabricate the next shirt.
Absolutely. Each one of these shirts, Manchester United shirts, 8 plastic bottles goes into that shirt, and the whole shirt is made from that recycled material. These plastic bottles would otherwise be going to landfill. So when we created our shirts for the World Cup, we had 13 million plastic bottles we saved from landfill. For this season, for the start of the season, with Manchester United, Arsenal, all the teams we sponsor, that total goes to 28 million plastic bottles.
It's great to hear.
We set ourselves some considerable targets. We said that we wanted footwear to be 100% considered by 2011 and apparel 100% by 2015. So we're just about to reach those goals, and as soon as we reach those goals, we're going to raise the bar again. So this is really about a journey to become a more sustainable company.
women